All right, let's see if this thing is working. Test, test. Looks like the stream is starting to start. Okay, we're live. What's up? This is Dave. This is What's Up Dave, my daily stream where I catch up with my friends on the internet. It is Thursday, March 1st. It's actually a nice day here in New Hampshire. And this is also day 3 of our 4-day technical summit where my cousin Ben is visiting. And we're working on some projects, getting things kicked off. And it's also a good reason to just try a lot of different kinds of food. So the other day I had smoked a big pulled pork thing. That came out well. I'll show some pictures of the eating journey so far. Let's see. That was a braised pork that I had made. That was the matzo ball soup. That's the bread that Ben brought. Those are matzo balls. There's chicken. Okay, now we're caught up. So we went to this place called Bentley's Roast Beef in Amherst, New Hampshire. And they have those rare roast beef sandwiches that are popular on the North Shore of Boston. And so it's, as you can see here, it's like a lot, big slabs of thin sliced rare roast beef on a bun. I got mine 3-way, which is barbecue sauce, American cheese, and mayonnaise. I think Ben got his with everything on it. And that must be the one on the left. Pretty good. But then we smoked pork yesterday. There's the smoked pork thing with 2 temperature probes in it. The one that's in the center is a wireless meter probe that has both an external sensor and an internal sensor. And you can plot it on an app that they provide. And then there's a regular thermo probe that's on the other one, just to make sure that the other one is working, in case it didn't work. The results of such, I think it's like a 10-hour smoke. I had actually crushed it in foil just so it wouldn't go, so we had a chance of eating it that day. I would say overall it came out pretty well. What we tried to do was make something called gua bao. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but there's these little steamed bun, almost like it's like a soft steamed bread that's folded in half so it forms like a semicircle, and then you put stuff in it. So it's almost shaped like a taco, I guess, like a soft taco. And we put slices of the pulled pork in it, and some preserved mustard green, and some Thai basil, and some super spicy Thai peppers. And on this particular one, I put some dabs of sriracha hot sauce. It was pretty good. And then we went today. We're thinking we had watched yesterday was that new show on Netflix. What's it called? Let me see if I can look it up. Altered what? Oh, no, the cooking show. Oh, what was that? That was Netflix. Oh, Ugly Davis Chung. Ugly Delicious. So this is a new series that's on Netflix. And the second episode was about Mexican food. And there was all this footage of people making tortillas, and we got to thinking that it might be nice to put some of that pulled pork on a tortilla, but where would we get them? I know nothing about Mexican food, but Ben grew up in the LA area, so I think he is more familiar with it than I am. So we went to the Mexican butcher that's here, and they gave us a free bag of carne asada, which I think, is that what it was? Some sort of beef. And let's see, let's go back to the Lightroom, take a look at it. All this stuff open here. Yeah, so they gave us this free sample stuff. They saw all the stuff that we were buying, and like the woman at the checkout was saying, "Oh, are you making Mexican food?" And then started giving us advice about how to toast the tortillas in the pan with a little bit of oil. And we got this free sample of about, let's say, almost like half a pound or a pound of carne asada. And we did a head-to-head comparison with that and the toppings we got. They had a salsa that was really good, some cilantro, some refried beans that were really nice, some onions. Ben stir-fried the carne asada in a cast iron skillet. And this first one, this is the little corn tortilla, the smoked pulled pork that we had made the day before with some of the I think I put refried beans on. Oh, this has a salsa on it. the cilantro, some onions. That was really good. I was thinking that the pulled pork would need more seasoning to it, but as it turns out, it works as a really good base for the rest of the flavor. It's just consistent. It's like a good drummer or something. It provides just enough porky goodness and just enough saltiness, but it never rises over all the other ingredients which are allowed to solo on top of it. And then they fade, and there's just that the taste. Interestingly, the carne asada tasted, it had a very salty, bright flavor immediately, but then you quickly got tired of it. It was almost too bright, and then it kind of overwhelmed all the other ingredients on it. And it ultimately wasn't as satisfying to me as the pulled pork. I could be biased because it's pulled pork that we made, but there was also no fragrance to the carne asada. I'm not sure what it's supposed to taste like. I was thinking maybe we overcooked it or something, but I'll be going back to that Mexican market this weekend because apparently they have specials there, stuff they make, and I want to see what that's about. So that's really what's all been going on here in the living room cafe. Let's see if I'm forgetting anything. New standing desk improvements. This is exciting. Oops, that's the cat. Let me switch this camera over. So lately I've been working in standing desk mode, and there's a couple of improvements I made. I'll just share those. Let me switch cameras to the UTEP, and let me turn this on. So is this on now? This is a little bit. So this is what I'm standing on right now. Let me zoom this all the way out. So usually I can have this all sitting mode, but when I'm standing on this mat here, it's nice to stand upright. The two improvements I made was this arm here, which is holding up the laptop. I moved it up by this much space, which allows the top of the monitor to be level with my eyes, which is good for my neck posture. And so I can get it as high as this one now. Before I couldn't, and I can still move it all the way down so when I'm sitting in sitting mode, it will still work. I also figured out that the reason why I couldn't mount this shelf unit up in the very highest one was because it was actually just a little bit it was just a little bit too tight, and I realized I could actually take these screws and move them back, and to give myself that room. So now I can use the topmost position, and it's a better height for me. So this cart is pretty awesome. I should write it up and make a parts list so people can try it out. I was pretty pleased with the way it's going. And so when I get tired, I could just drop everything down. So I can just, maybe I'll demonstrate that real quick. Anyone's interested? So here, you can see, now I can take this thing and drop it down to here. And then I can take these arms and drop them down as well. So this one I could just probably push it straight down like this. And it gets lower. And then I just pull this monitor down. And it's lower there. I can move this thing out of the way. Bring the chair back up. And this height is now, it's a good height right to this eye point. This is still good here. I can even pull it a little bit closer. Like that. And so now I can sit and work like this. It's not really super fast, but it works out pretty well, I think. I still had to move that camera down, but that's a little bit more of a pain in the butt. But maybe I'll figure that out some other time. If I put on a gooseneck maybe, or found something that was a little more designed for flexible adjustment. And this mount over here is designed more for static applications. If you're attaching a camera to the side of a pole, you just want it to stick there. But okay, then so we're just move everything back up and back in standing mode. Not too bad, I think. Let's see if I can switch back. Oops, I'm stuck in here. Oh, we are back. Okay, good. I move this over here. And I move this one back a little bit. This is a little bit too close. And yeah, that's all back to where it should be. Let me switch this camera back to the 920. Yeah, everything is working great. So that's what's going on. Today I'm going to be doing some more following up on the learning I was doing with the code. I was looking at JavaScript events and event targets, trying to figure out what the current best practice is for defining and targeting events. And it turns out there's like 3 different ways you can do it. And a lot of the tutorials on the internet are still using the first 2 ways, which are obsolete and stupid. The new way is good. So we'll be using that, standardizing that through the rest of our code base. And any other event type operation will use similar syntax or the exact same syntax. So we're not remembering, well, not using the same names for all the different, basically the same type of operation. For example, in addition to events, we had the notion of subscribers, of notifiers, of callbacks, of handlers. These are all basically the same thing. So using the same mechanism for that will be good. There's remote procedure calls, there's transactions. So there are 6 different things, 6 different named operations in our older code base that essentially could be boiled down to the same operation, which is an event and a name and a data payload. So I think that'll be a big improvement. We also made a few changes to the shell for HTML, so we would get it to show something in an iframe and a full page. I guess I could show that off since we have a few more minutes. So here in dev, dev, and net create 2018, build npm run dev, and over here, go to localhost. I started documenting some of this too on our wiki. Oops, now that's not working. Yesterday I fixed this and now it's not working. This is supposed to be full page. I wonder if the modules aren't really refreshing when I'm reloading them now. Well, I'm going to look at it again. I keep fixing this and coming back and it doesn't work anymore. There's something going on with this. So I guess I have a little bit of debugging to do right now. Now I'm irritated. Well, that's it for today's What's Up, Dave? It's been Thursday. Thanks for watching. Friday will be the last one of the week. Happy March 1st, and hope you're having a good week. Bye. It's Thursday. Thanks for watching. Friday will be the last one of the week. What is wrong with this thing? March 1st. I keep fixing it, and it keeps coming back.